Mason. Rebound thrown in front of the net. Mason scrambles, and with the help of Rod Langway, shuts the door on the Flyers. And pushing and shoving starts immediately in the aftermath as the Capitals try to protect their goaltender with a good scoring opportunity prevented by the goaltending of Bob Mason and the defensive work of Rod Langway right in the goal crease. Mark Howe standing by as the net has been moved now, and Mason is just standing behind the goal as Sheehy tries to sort things out in front along with the Flyers' Rick Tocchet. Rolled all the way back inside the Washington zone. Johansson's back for it, no icing. Sends it ahead on the left side. Nick Kypreos floats a pass in front for Alan May. He shoots the shot, and a goal! Alan May found that one through a crowd. Murray was in there, too, looking for it. And May got his stick on it and just shoved it ahead, almost like a shot off a pool cue. Mike Bullard against the boards to the point. Chychrun a blast, and that's caught. And Bob Mason hangs on, and now Berube starts to push and shove with Scott Stevens right in front of the net. Drops the gloves, and Berube wants to go with Hatcher. But Wayne Bonney has them pulled apart. And there'll be penalty calls coming here with 13:28 to go in the first period.
There's the drive that Bob Mason catches, holds on, and then Craig Berube coming in. Scott Stevens takes exception to it. Hatcher steps in, and both Berube and Kevin Hatcher receive 2-minute minors for rough. Stevens.
Now out to center ice, and Kypreos throws it all the way down. It's juggled, a backhand shot, and a goal! Alan May with both Washington scores. He hustled in as Reggett juggled the puck.
Ron Hextall. That started the Capitals on a comeback. They ended up with a 2-2 tie. Ended up getting second place, ended up beating the Flyers, and now here comes Alan May getting into his first fight with Tony Horacek.
May finally grabs on, and Horacek lets go with a right hand, and the linesmen get in there quickly. It always seems like when they square off and try to act like boxers, you see the least amount of fighting.
Exactly. Roberto Duran and Sugar Ray Leonard coming up Thursday. Tonight we give you Horacek and May. Once they finally do get together, they'll land some pretty solid blows. May getting Horacek down, the linesman quickly jumping in as Horacek and guys without the helmet. That's where the danger comes when you hit the ice.
Off the shoulder of Leach into the corner. Steve Leach has the puck. Throws it behind the net. He's knocked into the net. Leach giving.
Our bats will get right out there on the power play. Stephen Leach just drives towards the front of the net. Once he dishes it off, Parkner knocks him over, and then Chychrun makes sure he stays down.
To Ridley at center ice. Murray to center ice, dumps it in. That'll take care of the rest of the clock, and the first period draws to a close. Pushing and shoving in the corner now as Berube comes in. Nick Kypreos steps in there and is grabbed by Chychrun. Now Bob Rouse giving a push. He and Berube start a heated discussion, and the linesmen now direct their attentions to them. Now they go over and try and get between Chychrun and Kypreos. Well, both Sheehy and Berube are in the box. And they each get 10-minute misconduct penalties. Time of the call is 4:48. And here's Hunter. Over to Stevens, a shot. And it's blocked by Reggett as Corvo is pushed into the net by Sutter. And now they get going. Tocchet comes on behind the net and starts to shove Corvo, who is now wrapped up on the back of the goal. Can't do much from there. Tocchet and Cicerelli start to talk it over. Dale Hunter standing by. Poked back into the corner. And Calle Johansson hit hard by Dave Poulin. Across the blue line. Drop pass. Tocchet back to Craven. Right through the goal mouth. Just about down the center. Now Howe walks in and fires, but a glove save made by Mason. And Hunter winds up on top of Murray Craven. Craven gets back up. And those two wrestle a bit. I would think there will be penalties here as the linesmen try to keep them apart. Now more might be happening as Sheehy and Corvo are both
on the back glass with Sutter. Now just Corriveau talking to Sutter and Andy Van Hellemond standing by. But Bonnie and Brossiker get the job done here to get Hunter away from Craven. Down the ice. This will be icing, but now Mellanby drops the gloves back inside the Washington zone with Bob Rouse. Mellanby trying to throw punches. Rouse connects with one right to the jaw. Rouse getting that right hand free and pounded Mellanby one. Now grabs hold and starts to try and throw more, but the linesmen are on them, and all this behind the play after an icing call. And we'll see Mellanby and Rouse each headed to the penalty box for at least 5-minute fighting majors. Now May takes a swing at Wells. They drop the gloves, and Alan May pulled away. Tocchet tries to jump into it. Now it's going to be Kypreos in there. Kypreos and Wells are the two that end up dancing, and the linesmen aren't in there yet. Tocchet is on the ice, and Kypreos and Wells are pulled apart. Sheehy has an eye on Tocchet. Not much in the punching department there.
Well, this is going to be interesting to see if Andy Van Hellemond gives out any extra penalties. With May and Wells getting things started, then Kypreos in there as Rick Tocchet also tried to leap in. Rod Langway grabbing onto Tocchet. I wonder if Langway hadn't had such a good hold of him, could Tocchet have gotten the third man in? And what a dangerous player that would have been. That the Capitals wouldn't have had to see anymore. But Wells is in the penalty box. Kypreos in there for the Capitals.
There is some discretion involved when assessing a penalty for third man in, but see how this develops.
See the way Tocchet comes in there right after Alan May, and Rod Langway grabs a hold of Tocchet, but then Kypreos, almost like a little defensive rotation, ends up being the man closest to Wells and drops the gloves and goes.
Time of the penalty calls 13:15 in the third period.
Wells and Kypreos were given 2 minutes each for roughing. 13-15.
Doesn't affect the manpower. Mason scoops up the shot, holds it behind the net, and stops play. Now some more pushing and shoving at the side of the net. Steve Leach is involved with this one. He and Gordon Murphy get in some pokes at one another.
Caps pull it out. We'll return after these messages.